We're live. Hey, it's the gods. After week 12, my boy Justin Henry, Dan Norgard here.
Yeah.
What's good, Justin? How are you living?
You know, it's been a good week for me. One in the Fantasy Gods League. I'm 10-1 in our Dynasty League, 9-2 in another. It's just a lot of wins for J-Hen right now. You know what I mean? It's not even really trying that hard, to be real with you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Never trying that hard. It seems to come easy for the gods. We are doing well in most leagues. I am, let's see, in my two big money leagues, 9-3. What is that? Yeah, 9-3, 8-4. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
The Fantasy Gods League, man, my team is in shambles right now. It's not my fault. The gods are against me. I had a phenomenal team to start, and it's slowly but surely just tanking me right now. So, but that's all good. I'm still in the hunt, and that's all that matters because I am down but not out.
Never out.
If you guys are following on TikTok, go ahead and give us a follow on TikTok and come over to YouTube where it's me and Justin Henry. We are here to talk about the week and the week ahead. We're ready to dominate this week. And if you guys got questions like Diego, appreciate y'all for y'all's help.
You love to see it. The gods, baby. Had to rip the merch, bro. The gods.
This is what we do. We rep the merch. We have it all. Whatever you guys need.
Whatever y'all need, man. We're here to help you guys. And I think at the end of the day, when you talk about a lot of other fantasy creators, one of the things that I think we try to do to separate ourselves, and hopefully this has worked out, is that you also become smarter fantasy players and you start taking the feelings out of it. You know, if a guy burned you last year, if you've had a couple shitty weeks, you understand that current value isn't always past value. And current value isn't always future value either. So as long as you guys are improving, learning what, when we talk about specific type of names and players, I don't want to dive too much into it. But when we give you guys advice, you guys can start to realize what we're talking about and win your leagues, get in preparation to win your fantasy playoffs. That's really what matters for us. So hopefully that's been going on for you guys.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about the channel as well, is like, we don't just give you like sit and starts. We don't just give you trades, like
clickbait
higher level of thinking when it comes to fantasy and really just giving you the tools to transcend to the playoffs and go get the ship. Like that is the goal, is to win the ship, and we give that to you guys.
Facts.
For value, bro. Like value, man. All we ask is that you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit the follow.
Engage with our shit, man. Just hit some likes and some comments. That makes it all worth it, man.
It's really not that hard, guys. So I'm going to roll over real quick before we get to Omar. Roll over to TikTok, man. Again, TikTok, come over to YouTube. You got me and Justin Henry on our YouTube channel. We're dialing it in for the gods. So Frederick, should I start Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson? You're starting Lamar Jackson. We're not starting Deshaun Watson. Zonovan, Warren, or Hilliard. I'm not picking up either, but if you had to pick one, I guess you're going to have to go with Warren because I can't trust any back behind Derrick Henry. I can't do it. The Niners defense, or should I pick up Seattle? Stay with the Niners. Is Darren Waller droppable? Well, is he still on IR?
Still on IR, so it's going to be tough to see Darren Waller be fantasy relevant.
Rank Watson, Lawrence, and Prescott, please. I'm ranking Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, and Deshaun Watson. So I'm not starting Deshaun Watson in game one. Even I don't even know if he's going to play. Is it confirmed that he's going to start? We don't know at this point.
So I think I want to answer a few more questions, but if you guys are tapped in with us on TikTok, I don't know if they can hear me or not.
I hear you.
Yeah, if you guys are tapped in with us, come over to the YouTube because we're about to go into the quarterbacks, running backs, and I want to talk a little bit more about Deshaun Watson, but I want to answer a few more questions first. So make sure if you guys can hear me, head over to the YouTube, man. We about to get into this shit, dog.
Yeah, come over to YouTube right now. Let's get into it. Put your questions on YouTube or Twitch, guaranteed to be answered as well. I'm going to try and get back and forth with you guys, but again, come over to YouTube. Me and Justin are dominating over here.
Yeah, let me go through a few of these real quick. Jamal Williams or Zonovan first. I don't know what first means, but if you're going off for free agents, go with Jamal Williams. We know he's a safer play. Zay Jones is going to be up and down all year. Go with Jamal Williams, the safer play. Who you got winning this trade? Kamara, Waddle, ETN, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Give me the Waddle and Kamara side a little bit of juice there. I know Kamara has a bye, but I'm still taking the upside with those two. A.J. Brown or Amon-Ra St. Brown? It's still A.J. Brown over Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who would you drop out of Singletary, Garrett Wilson, and Judy? If I'm going to have to drop one, it'd be Singletary. If I needed a running back, I would keep him and drop Judy just because this Broncos offense is ugly right now. And then two more, and then we'll get into these free agents, Dan. What tight end should I get? I have Greg, and the best option is Foster Moreau. Who should I trade for? I think if you hold on to Greg Dulcich and you pick up Foster Moreau, you probably have the best of the best. If not, there's like literally 6 guys. That's it at tight end. There's Kelsey, Mark Andrews, Kittle, David Njoku, TJ Hawkinson. Am I missing anybody? I feel like that's about it.
That's it, man. I mean, everybody else is either hurt, and like Goddard and Ertz are out. I mean, it's ugly.
Schultz is like getting there. It's kind of ugly.
I mean, it's just
Higby's trash. Dulcich is trash. Like
it's all bad, guys. Maybe, like I said, if Komet's still on waivers, that's the only other one. But
he's trash.
No Fields. It's looking ugly, man.
It's ugly.
It's trash.
That's why we said draft Kelsey. Zonovan Knight, a fantasy playoff running back worth getting, and I think this is where we can kind of leave this as a dropping off point, Dan. There's a few running backs out here I want to get your opinion on for the Jets, right? We talked, Michael Carter is expected to be out with the high ankle sprain, at least for the short term, potentially a long term. Normally, high ankles are 3 to 6 weeks, no matter what. But Zonovan Knight came in and played well, 16 carries, did his thing. And then also, we saw Ty Johnson come in there and get a touchdown. Who do you like the most out of this backfield?
Yeah. Well, Zonovan Knight is he's an undrafted pick this year for the Jets. He's 5'11", 209 pounds. He ran a 4.58 at his pro day that is projected. His actual time was 4.53, but in the pro days they always give you a little bit more juice than you should. So he's a little bit around a 4.58. He can catch the ball. I would say that the Jets are kind of rolling right now. So to me, if you know that Michael Carter is not going to be playing, it's incredibly doubtful. I would say you can pick him up, but just be worried. Like you still got James Robinson over there, and it's like, will they turn to him? He was a healthy scratch. Well, I mean, so you got to temper expectations. I would say Zonovan's probably the only one, just because again he's a rookie, got nothing to lose, gonna run extremely hard.
Yeah,
and I just think that he's probably the best option for running back. I mean, if you're relying on, if it's this late in the year,
it is. But there's the running backs they're getting hurt, and it's this time of year where we always see some running backs come out of nowhere and be productive in fantasy. Do I think Zonovan Knight's that guy? I don't. I think the Jets have a soft second half schedule, but Zonovan Knight to me is a guy you maybe want to have as a flex during these last couple bye weeks, and that's about it. If he's in your starting lineup come fantasy playoff time, you're probably going to take an L. So they're still going to run backfield by committee there. He looked good. If you're in 14, 16-man leagues, go ahead and look at Zonovan Knight. 12-man, I pick him up just for the depth. 8 and 10-man leagues, you can leave him on waivers.
Yeah. Cool. Again, TikTok, you guys are hanging out with me. Go over to YouTube so you can hang out with me and Justin Henry. We're there, and you guys, we're answering every single question that comes into YouTube and TikTok and Twitch. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and go off of a few questions here. Thank you guys for the follows and get us to 50K. Why are we not at 50K, bro? I don't understand.
We need another milli, bro.
For free for you guys. Go help us out. Get to 50K. Pick 2, Walker, Taylor, or CMC. I'm probably going to go with CMC and Walker in this one. I just don't like the matchup with Taylor. I know it's crazy for me to bench, but it's the Cowboys. The Cowboys have kind of been rolling, shutting teams out. I just don't like Taylor in this matchup. For the rest of the way, I'm good with it. It's just this matchup. I don't know. Something about it just scares me with Taylor.
CMC came up with a slight PCL injury. Does that concern you at all? And I know a lot of people are going out and picking up like Jordan Mason and going and picking up, nobody's really talked about TDP as an option. And I think that he's actually the preferred pickup over Jordan Mason. A lot of the fantasy sites are telling you Jordan Mason right now because he got in the game. But we forgot what Kyle Shanahan said at the beginning of the year. Jordan Mason was in because of special teams. TDP was sitting out because Elijah Mitchell and CMC had the workload taken care of. If CMC does miss time, I expect TDP to be the guy that's the beneficiary of that, straight up. And so CMC to me, we got to see if he's playing. I think he's expected to play. But who do you look at?
He's day-to-day with knee irritation, at least at this point is what I see.
Yeah.
But we've always said this, like CMC is playing, you play that man. We don't fade CMC in any format, especially if he's starting. So to me, it's a wait and see with CMC, but I'm always playing him until he's sitting.
The only thing is you got guys like JT, you got guys like Kenneth Walker. It's like both of those guys are elite no matter the matchup. Even JT up against, they play Dallas this week, right? I still like JT, man. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. Another question coming in: would you rather have Swift or Rashad White the rest of the year if you're playoff locked? Give me Rashad White. It's not close.
Yeah, give me Rashad. I mean, it's the Lions have made it clear that they don't want to make Swift a workhorse, at least at this point in time. They're going to rock and roll and just maybe trot out Williams for the rest of the season. Again, the Lions are young. They know Swift is the better talent. They know that. But at the same time, he's also have been proven maybe he can't carry a load, right? He can't carry the internal carries and stuff like that. And then they're also fighting for a new quarterback next year. So they're going to draft higher. They're going to trade up. They have a boatload of picks from the Stafford deal. So they're going to probably trade up. I would say that they're probably going to be trading up to, if they don't finish in the area, but I think in the top 3, I think the Lions will trade up in this year's draft, get a top quarterback, and then move forward, probably with Swift in the later second half of 2023. But yeah, I'm 1,000% going with Rashad White. Put up 19.9 points. God, we'd love to see it.
Love to see it, baby. And DeAndre Swift coming up, I think he has a contract year next year. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use him and if they're like, hey, let's unleash him, or if they're trying to protect him. I think towards this playoff run, we're going to see a lot more of DeAndre Swift. New England defense or Seattle defense this week. Got to take a look at the matchups. I know Seattle defense has been tough, but they just gave up a lot of points to the Raiders. New England's been playing tough. New England says got the Bills on Thursday night, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not playing them against the Bills. Probably Seattle defense. I got to see who they play. I think it's a decent matchup from what I remember. That was Jameson Williams. I'm not picking up Jameson. So, Jameson Williams is not a pickup. Jameson Williams is not a pickup. He will not be playing week 13. That is confirmed by Dan Campbell. He is questionable to even play week 14, and that's when his return window is up. So if he does not see the field next week, he will not be eligible to return this season. The window will be closed. Also, Jameson Williams, if he does play week 14, is going to be in a limited role 1,000%. They're not going to give him a full workload. Are you going to start him? No. Are you going to start him week 15 after he puts up a limited week before that? No. Jameson Williams, not a recommended pickup. Get Zay Jones.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't see a reason even why the Lions should play him. Continue to be healthy, learn the playbook or learn the facility, get stronger, get bigger, get faster, get healthier. There's no reason to rush Jameson. Well, you guys are not in the playoff hunt.
Yeah,
you guys are a very good team. I love the Lions. They are trending in the right direction after years of misery. And so to me, just hold him. Like a lucky charm, man.
The only benefit I could see is like getting to see what your offense looks like with all the guys out there. Like that's the only benefit. But then to risk re-injury, that's crazy, bro.
Right.
Do you need money? Yes,
we always need money.
You need money for fantasy football. You need money to play. There's free leagues though. So if you're interested in the free league, Vea, I'm not sure if you're new to fantasy football or not, but there's free leagues out there. There's daily leagues where you can play for a little bit of money, play some free leagues with your friends. You got options. How long is Goddard out for? I want to say it was through week 15 at worst through the IR, right? I can't remember. I want to say it was through week 15.
We got time.
Yeah, right through fantasy playoffs. So
Dallas Goddard so is expected to return during the regular season. Goddard was placed on injured reserve in week 10. Or after week 10. So he's eligible to return week 15.
Yeah.
So that's where we have him.
I'm not hoping for Goddard, though, because I don't think he even comes back right. They put him on IR kind of quick. So if you can get him back for 16, 17, maybe, but just keep him on your IR spot. I'm not holding him on shallow benches. Will Kupp be back for fantasy? I think it's the same thing with him. You're hoping for one game with Cooper Kupp. 6 to 8 weeks was the prognostic. That has him back at week 17 at the earliest. I don't see it happening. I think Kupp is a lost cause, especially since they said he was going to need to be the Rams were going to have to be fully competitive in order for him to come back.
Yeah, he's out. What do you guys expect Mike Williams' production to look like when he comes back? Again, similar production. We've always said that Mike Williams was kind of a low-end wide receiver 2 high-end wide receiver 3. He's never been consistent. He gives you those boom weeks and gives you a lot of bust weeks. And that's kind of what we continue to say about Mike Williams. We're Keenan Allen stands over here.
Even with the injury.
For sure. It was always Keenan, and it'll continue to be. Like I said, Mike Williams, has those potential games, but if you have him as your wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, you're not happy about it. You want him really as your wide receiver 3 or 4, and that's where you're kind of looking for Mike Williams when he comes back. Over to TikTok, guys. Again, guys, you're here. I love you, but go to YouTube, man. Go give us a subscribe on YouTube. Go see myself and Justin Henry. We're going to answer all your questions. I will roll a few questions here since you guys are still chilling with me. I appreciate you guys. Trade Mixon for Dalvin Cook due to the playoff schedule. I don't hate it either way. They're both similar starts to me. I do like Dalvin Cook being on a better team. To me, when you have running backs on a better team, they have a better chance at scoring, and that's what you want in fantasy. Mixon will come off that injury as well, so you're getting a guy that's also healthy. Dalvin, do I start Waddle? You always start Waddle. And there's no question there. Logan, what's up? I need an RB2 and a flex. Stuck between Ayuk, Jamal Williams, and ETN. Thoughts? So out of those two, to me, don't be afraid to start. You're definitely starting Jamal Williams. Like that's for sure. He's healthy. He's the only one doing anything.
I think ETN for sure. Right.
I think it's got to be ETN to me. Right. It's just that fact that he got hurt. Right. So he was out that game. So check his health. If his health checks out, it's ETN. And then if not, you're going to go ahead and start Brandon Ayuk. Thoughts on Gabe Davis? Well, Gabe Davis, horrible. He's just not doing well.
Although somebody's patting my back right now. I can't fit. Somebody's patting my back. I don't know. It feels like somebody giving me some props or something behind there, man.
Hey, man, all I got to say is that I said that he could finish 12 to 24. He's at 28, right?
Stretching the shit.
So
stretching that.
He's close, right? He's close.
It's a long range of outcomes.
Ultimately, he is a wide receiver 4 with upside. That's where he ranks on our list right now. He's wide receiver 4 with upside. Do I trade Christian Watson for Swift? No, I don't think you do that at this point, unless you really direly need a running back. Because again, Swift is just not getting the workload that we're looking at. So for me, I'm not doing that. So again, guys, on YouTube, on TikTok, go to YouTube and get with me and Justin Henry.
Let's do it. Top 10 running backs the rest of the year. We may have to do a whole different section for that because that's a lot to talk about right now. It's a whole nother category in itself. If you got some waiver wire questions, Marcus, if we got some time at the end of the show, we will get back to that question. James Robinson won't play because of trade comp. Fantasy dude, what's popping, man? And I don't know what the trade comp is. So if you want to drop the trade comp here in the comments, let us know because I'm actually not sure what that is.
Probably if he plays, they probably get a higher pick or something like that.
You think so?
For this season, that's probably what he's talking. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, like 5th or 6th or 6th or 7th, whatever it is. Right. Pitts or Kupp droppable for a new Jets running back? Yes, Kyle Pitts is absolutely droppable. He is confirmed out for the year. Cooper Kupp is the one that's, if you're a championship caliber team and you have an IR spot, hold him. Otherwise, Cooper Kupp's probably droppable. It's tough to just be like, I'm dropping Cooper Kupp though.
It hurts, yeah.
But he had the surgery that's different than just recovering from a high ankle sprain. He had the surgery, which is going to keep him out 6 to 8 weeks, 100%. And the Rams are not going to be competitive, so both of those guys are drops. If you have an IR spot, Kupp's the only one you're going to hold. Yeah, drop Pitts. He's out for the season. Pick 2, Lockett, Olave, ETN, Mixon. Out of these 3, you got to see who's healthy. Mixon's expected back this week. I'm going with Mixon for sure. The next play would be ETN, in my opinion.
Yes, I'm with you there. Okay. Sorry, Zeros. Do you think I should make any changes to this team 12-man? I made a lot of trades. Good. Hey,
Good. Love to hear it. Yes.
There you go. Mahomes, Cook, Taylor, Jettas, Chase, Kelsey, St. Brown.
12-man? Is this a 4-man league?
This can't
That's what they say in the comments. Is that the 4-man league?
I have Pickens, Kyron Burks, and Latavius Murray on the bench. I think you're solid, dude. You just need Chase to come back this week, which is he's projected to do so, and it looks good. Mahomes, Kelsey stack, Taylor Cook. If you don't win,
I'd be very surprised if you didn't win this shit. Very surprised.
Really
it could happen though, because I've had better teams and lost the same way. But you have the right setup, the right mentality towards it. Good job.
Trade Garrett Wilson and Monty for Hollywood Brown and Jeff Wilson. Ooh, so Wilson for Wilson, Monty for Hollywood. That's going to be a good one. I don't like it that much. I think that Garrett Wilson is just. I think he's coming on, man. I think he's going to have a second half surge.
This year's Jamar Chase.
No, he's not Jamar Chase, but he's a solid wide receiver 3 with upside. And Monty, I think Jeff Wilson's going to outproduce Monty down the season. I think the rest of the season, I think he can, just because I like the offense, I like Jeff Wilson. I call Jeff Wilson. It's in my TikTok on the Fantasy Gods page. But I just like Garrett Wilson. Something about Garrett Wilson tells me that, hey, man, keep that dude. All right, P. Ryan, K. Will, or Z Knight. Rest of the season. Wow, that's tough. I would say that depends on Michael Carter's injury. Like, how long is he out for? How long is it going to be? I would say Z Knight is probably your guy. Zonovan, Bam, Knight is the guy for me rest of the season. Because, again, P. Ryan, again, with Mixon coming back, I don't think he's a threat.
Yeah, Kyron Williams to me might be my guy here. And Zonovan's good, but I think if Michael Carter comes back or if this does become more of a committee approach, then that's the only reason I don't like Zonovan. I feel like Kyron Williams is getting full opportunity to take over this Rams backfield, even though it's shitty. The line is shitty. Cam Akers is trash. Like, we just got to call it what it is. P. Ryan's only a 1-week option because Joe Mixon is probably going to come back this week.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We trading Jacobs for Tyreek?
What? Is it? Have we come down to this? I think again, you're selling Jacobs for the high, right?
For the high, baby, do it.
I'm locking that in. Go ahead and do it, especially if you have a solid core. You got Jeff Wilson, Najee, Rashad White. I like that. I'm
depending on Najee's injury, obviously.
Yeah, go get Tyreek.
Smash or pass, implementing 0.1 points per rush attempt in a full PPR league. So basically you're trying to say you get 10 points, 10 rushes, you get a point for every 10 rushes. I don't really like that. What's the end game there? What are you trying to do and improve the value of some of those dead guys, the Damian Pierces, the Jamal Williams, the players like that, where if they don't score a touchdown, they hurt your team? I'm actually not mad at that because it's only 2 points if you get 20 carries. It just maybe a half point. Half point might do a little bit more. I don't know, per rush attempt. So I don't know how to gauge that. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. So like
adding an extra 2 points don't really do nothing.
You get a point.
Yeah. So you get 20 carries, you're getting 2 points. I don't feel like that adds a whole lot of value though.
Not too bad.
Like maybe 0.2 or something, or 0.25.
Yeah.
Like make it worth it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points though.
Yeah, because I feel like if you get 30 carries, right, like you should get something for that. I feel like, in some leagues,
it would make it less of like we're calling these dudes tryhards and out their name and shit. Like it would make it to where their value was a little bit more recognized, like than just standard. Standard is like Jamal Williams, you love him. Derrick Henry, you love him. Nick Chubb, you love him. But like in PPR, we hate on those guys because they don't catch the rock as much.
Right.
That would offset it. I'm not smashing or passing. I'm just glancing.
I'm
glancing right now. I got my junk shades on right now, just looking. Beer goggles on, looking.
The goggles.
T Burks or DJ Moore? I'm going with Burks. DJ Moore has a bye this week. I like what I saw in Treylon Burks. I think he's going to be set up for success the rest of the season.
Yeah, Burks is solid, man. Doing good. Better prospect.
Better prospect than who, Dan?
DJ. Yeah, but they're close. So DJ was a really good prospect coming out, but Treylon Burks, man, got a lot.
Starting Fournette or White, 100%. We starting Rashad White. It's not even close. Not close.
Not even close. Trade Lockett for Evans. Yes, I'm getting Mike Evans. Go, everybody. Oh, the down game, but the targets.
Oh my gosh.
But Godwin is taking it. Blah, blah, blah. It's Mike Evans.
It's been 4 games, Mike Evans, I think, since he's had double-digit games or something. Like somebody dropped that. He said it's been 4 games. I don't know if that's even true or not, but somebody on the chat earlier said 4 games where he hasn't scored double digits. So I'm not panicking on Mike Evans. Never panic on Mike Evans. He's getting to 1,000 yards. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I can't do it. Are waivers available in fantasy playoffs? Most leagues, yes.
Most leagues.
Obviously, double check your league and your settings, but waivers are always available till the end. It's usually trades that have a deadline. Waivers.
I've been in leagues where they lock it, and it's annoying, bro. Like if you get somebody hurt in fantasy playoffs, you're done. And it's like you can't when you can't pick anybody up, it makes no sense.
Be able to pick up somebody. I mean, somebody. Yeah, it's not right. Jimmy G or T-Law this week. Also, thanks for the Christian Watson pickup a few weeks ago. Well, Steven,
what can I say?
What can we say out here, man? This is what we do. Thank you for following for weeks on end. Hopefully you've been following all season, but I appreciate you coming in, Steven. Jimmy G or T-Law this week. Obviously, you got to look at the matchup. I normally go with T-Law just because Jimmy is he's not that fantasy guy. So to me, I probably go with Lawrence.
T-Law?
Yeah. Rod, Myers or Cooks? Myers makes me nervous because of the shoulder injury. Again, Myers is a bad matchup against the Bills, coming off a Thursday night game as well. So short week for Myers. I probably would roll Cooks in that one. Yeah. Tom.
Yo, Tom, what's good? Slide.
Knows about them beer goggles all too.
Slide, bruh.
Slide up, Tom. What's good? And then we
get the fuck out of here. Slide. Both of y'all slide. What's good?
Attention, y'all. The
slide.
Yo, what's good?
How we get y'all in here, bruh?
Hey, let's go.
Tom, I'll send you the invite. Mukes, you trying to get in? What's up?
What's good?
Run it. All right, Tom, you coming in the invite.
I am. Let's go, bro. I'm hyped.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on a minute, man. It's gonna take me a second. I'm old school with the email. I'll get it out though.
Yeah, get it out. Hey, man. Again, guys, over on TikTok, we got a break on YouTube real quick. Getting our homies in there. Again, follow us on YouTube, guys. Are the fantasy guys
always ready? Mukes, I don't even think I got your damn number no more.
Look, he's always ready. Let's go. Will Brady finally go off on Monday Night Football? Brady.
A-Town 385.
Of course. DK or AJ Brown? You're gonna go with AJ Brown. Easy. Connor and Johnson.
A-Town is it 385?
Yeah.
We got a new one.
Connor and Johnson for Godwin and Olave. I'm gonna roll with. It depends if you need a running back. Because if you need a running back, I like Connor. Man, I picked him up in leagues and he is working for me. Lamar or Herbert rest of the season. I like Herbert just based on the weapons. Although Lamar is a lord. Pick one: Ayuk, Zeke, Rachaad White. Go with Rachaad White. But Zeke should be okay. But that's how I rank it. Go Rachaad. Let's see. Pick two: Zeke, Treylon, or Watson. You're gonna go Watson and Zeke. I'm gonna have to bench Treylon in that one. Hold Goddard for the playoffs. Now you have Dalton Schultz, so just keep rolling with Dalton. I don't think there's a reason to hold Goddard. I think Goddard slowly doesn't need to come back for the regular season. They'll get him healthy for the playoffs. I don't even think he plays. Where would you rank Jacobs? I think Jacobs is the top 7, top 8 option rest of the season. You have to rank him that way. He's doing work. And DK or Amari, I probably would roll with DK. Gus Edwards' thoughts? I think he's just an average guy, mid RB2, low end RB2. Should I get Tua, DK, Njoku? I give Jalen Hurts or Higbee.
I hope y'all. Hey, these motherfuckers. I hope they ready. This is about to be must see TV right here, bro. We ain't had this in a minute.
Let's go.
This is about to be must see TV right here. Must see
TV, bro. Now, guys, again, must see TV. Go over to YouTube. Check out me, Justin, our boy Tom.
Tom is ready,
and Aaron from the Sac City Podcast. It's going to be lit right now on YouTube. Go to YouTube. I will stay.
Oh God, I'm gonna have some takes from the grave coming out this thing in a minute, bro.
Hey, it's very rare that we get all 4 of us on here at the same time.
For those who don't know, let me set the stage. We're still going to be talking fantasy, still answering questions. These are 2 of the other guys that I've been in leagues with. Dan has been in leagues with for years. And so these are 2 very close friends that know fantasy football very well. So I'm not going – you guys aren't just getting random people. One of them is a fantasy football coattail writer from me. That's Tom down below. He knows everything I know, and I taught him everything. And then our other one, Aaron Mukes, actually is a news anchor out in the East Coast and has done fantasy football content, NFL content, covers sports in all areas. So you guys are getting – this ain't just some randoms right here on the show. You guys are getting some talent.
They call us the fact checkers. We know Aaron and Dan better than anybody. We'll come on here and tell you the real story.
Yo, what's good, Mukes?
Aaron.
Don't get me started, boys.
Oh my God, here we go.
Get me started,
Here we
boys.
go. What's up, y'all, man? How y'all doing, man?
I'm walking in. I'm about to walk into the studio and do this.
All right, bet. Aaron, man, how you been, bro? You out on the East Coast, man. It's been a while since we talked, man. How you doing, dog?
I'm good, man. Everything's good, man. Out here trying to live the dream. You know what it is.
Yeah, good to hear that, bro. I'll let you get all set up and shit, man. But we've just been talking waiver wires so far. Today we covered running backs a lot. We talked about Zonovan Knight. We talked about some of the Niners running backs. But one player we haven't talked about yet, probably the most controversial out of all of them that's coming back this week, Deshaun Watson is going to be coming back here into our fantasy football and NFL lives here very soon against the Houston Texans this week. Guys, Tom, I'll start it with you, and then Aaron will go to you. How do you guys feeling about Deshaun Watson coming back and being his elite self? Do you see that, or do you think it's going to take a while, Tom?
I'm taking the Texans for the win this weekend. I feel like it's set up. I feel like Goodell, the setup is real. Gave him this random 11-game suspension to bring him back against the Texans for his revenge game, so to speak. I think he's going to come back. I think he's going to fall flat. If Stefanski's smart, he's going to rely on Nick Chubb. He's going to ease Deshaun back in. So from a fantasy perspective, I don't see Deshaun being too relevant, at least until later down the stretch.
What you think, like a backup starter? Like, you think he's startable right now, or do you think it's going to take a while for him to be startable, like a couple weeks?
I think it's roster dependent. I think if kind of like the previous question was posed, do you rock with Jimmy G or T-Law? If those are your two quarterbacks, or if that's your choice that you have on your roster, yeah, you throw in Deshaun Watson. But if you have a really solid, reliable starter, you don't throw Deshaun Watson in there just because of the name or just because of what you think he might do. Just let him ride.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm kind of on the same page with Tom on that one. I think that, Deshaun Watson in the preseason, he didn't look good at all. Like when he played the Jags, I think he was just horrible. I mean, he just did not look right in the head. I mean, I don't know if it was just a new team, new setup, new coach, new plays. Everything was brand new for him. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But, again, you've been out of the game for, multiple years, and it's just, I wouldn't touch him this week. Now, obviously, do I know? Does he want to win? He wants to win this game bad, over everything. If he wins this game, I know it's I know it's the Houston Texans. They haven't won anything. Like they are the worst team in the league. But to get this win will boost his kind of ego, which all quarterbacks have. Like they need something. He needs this win. He needs this. If he loses this game, goodbye, Deshaun Watson. Man. He's not going to be good.
We got to be so careful with how we describe Deshaun Watson and getting happy and hands-on approach. We got to be very careful with this shit, guys.
He's going to have to loosen up.
Mess around and use the wrong words.
How you feeling, Muse? You think he's the same way or what? What you got?
Look, I'm going to be honest. I think it boils down to this. If you've been winning all season without Deshaun Watson, why are you trying to – if you had him on – but if you've been winning all season, you're not really worried about it. If you had him on your roster all season – what'd you have him on your roster for if you're not going to play him? So I'm going to be honest. I went through and I had a decision to make. I had Tua and I had Justin Fields. And I had Deshaun Watson on my bench. I'm not going to lie. I traded and I got rid of a quarterback because I'm rocking with Deshaun Watson. There's one thing you can't really take away from him, and that's his legs. The man can run. And he's always going to be able to run. And in fantasy football, we all know rushing yards is king. If you're in the quarterback position, that's the only way you can really elevate yourself outside of having a crazy year like Brady last year or something like that to the top 5.
Right.
If you've rocked this long with Deshaun Watson on your bench, what did you rock with him on your bench for if you weren't going to play him now?
While a valid point, that take comes from the most stubborn fantasy football player ever in their history. When you drafted him in the preseason, I know you sat there like, he's going to be my quarterback come the stretch run. That's the only reason why you got rid of one of the other quarterbacks.
I have him in a league as on the bench, and Dan, you're in the league with me, where I also have Mahomes and Josh Allen, and I didn't move either one of those guys so I can start Deshaun Watson. But in a league where when I was rocking with Justin Fields and Tua and guys that are good or put up good fantasy output, but also you could get something for right now because of how good they've been playing. Maybe if you're weaker at the wide receiver position, like I did, I'm going to rock with it. I trust one, the legs of Deshaun Watson, and then second, you have to think that he's going to want to win out of spite. Just to if he plays well, what happens? The conversation shifts.
Here's the concern.
The incident.
Here's the concern I have with Deshaun Watson, right? And I think all things considered, we start the year fresh. We can rank him in the top 7 quarterbacks fantasy purposes. But my concern is this. It's not just you can use your legs. It's a brand new offense. An offense with a heavy focus on the running attack. It's an AFC North team. We know how those defenses get in the second half of the years. It's not like playing in the AFC South, right? And then also, he was rusty as hell, 2 years off of football. To me, I don't feel like that's the kind of player I'd want to throw in my lineups at least any point here in the near future, and probably not even this season. I think he was somebody that if you got him this week, it's a win. If you had to wait on him, I'm not feeling that.
Can we agree on this? Quarterback play has been down this year. If you look at the top 10, 12 quarterbacks, are you trusting guys that have been in the top 10, like Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones is like number 9 quarterback on the? Are you trusting that, or are you trusting Deshaun Watson?
I think when I see Deshaun Watson, bro, I don't feel confident. If you have made it this far, if you're going to be in the fantasy playoffs, there's 1,000% chance you have a quarterback that's better than Deshaun Watson. That's just where I'm at. I'm not starting him over the fringe guys. I'm not starting him over the Kyler Murrays, the Tuas, anybody that the Lamar Jacksons. Like, there's people that are asking, do I start Deshaun Jackson? Do I start Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson? Like, to me, I'm not starting over anybody that's not fringe or any of the fringe. Dak, you starting Dak or Deshaun Watson? Like, I'm starting Dak all day.
I think back in quarterback 1 would be stretching it right now. If that's your situation, I think you can get away with that. But you're right. All those other guys, you're not going to play him over those guys.
I got to see. Let me see these quarterbacks now. See, now you got me worked up, Mukes.
Bruh,
like, you know how to do, bruh.
There's guys like Daniel Jones up in there that I'm like, bro, I don't care how good he's been or what I can't put him in. I can't do it.
Would you? Okay, so let's kind of name them off, right? Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, those guys, automatic. You're not playing Watson over them. Even Lamar Jackson, Burrow, Fields, if he was healthy, Tua. But are we doing Geno Smith?
Yeah, bruh.
Give me Geno.
Give me
Geno.
Right. Okay, I can't.
Mariota.
One of those quarterbacks good all year.
Mariota.
Fuck y'all in the playoffs.
Nah, give me Watson over Mariota.
Trevor Lawrence. Cousins,
yeah.
Derek Carr.
I think Cousins is the line because I think I'm taking I think I'm taking him over Derek Carr.
Yo, y'all gonna flip my decision right now. He's over Derek Carr.
He's over Derek Carr.
He's right there with like Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins. Like, that's kind of the range I'm thinking at for Watson. Yeah. And he has more upside.
So Murray and Herbert starting over
Clear.
Yeah, they clear those.
Clear. All right. Yep. Cool. So that's kind of where we're settling. All right. Cool.
He's a 15 to 20 range. He's like right there with upside for more. If you start him, he has depending on the matchup, like if they're playing indoors against a team that's bad against the pass.
Yeah, Houston, he's got unlimited upside, right? Just the storyline. He wants the revenge. Like, to me, but it's first.
Whatever numbers.
One of two things is going to happen. It's either going to be a breakout game. He's going to go off, or he's going to flop on his face. Like, I don't see an in between. Hey, I scored 18 fantasy points. He's either going to go off or he's going to flop on his face.
I'm taking all the unders. Whatever the under is on yardage, I'm taking that for D Watson straight up. Taking the under.
Did you see what Houston's defense is actually really good against the quarterback, against the wide receiver position? They don't really give up a lot of touchdowns and stuff, but yardage wise,
is Stingley still out? I think Stingley's been out for a minute, right?
Stingley's out. I mean, Miami went up early on them throwing the ball. Tua had like 180 in like the first 12 minutes of the game. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it could get ugly. It could get ugly either way.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of Mike Evans questions too. Austin, appreciate the question, man. It says Mike Evans still a start this week. He's been struggling over his last few starts, and we know how this offense gets. Sometimes Brady gets locked in. They're going through Rachaad White a lot right now. Are either of you guys concerned about Mike Evans' value moving forward heading into fantasy playoffs?
What's to be worried about is Mike Evans.
Yeah, I don't got anything to do with Mike Evans. I'm not worried.
Man, I love Mike Evans, though.
This dude, he's one of my favorite fantasy players. Do not worry about Mike. We said this with Devontae Adams when he had a problem, Chase when he had a problem, and then the next game, 40 points. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm not saying Mike Evans is that ceiling, but he's right there. Like, he's easily 20, 25 to 30 points. Like, that's his ceiling. He has that in him. So to me, no, I can't fade Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is not. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
I was just saying, this is one of those roster decisions that coming from somebody who habitually has done this, where you tend to overthink it when you get to the stretch run, when you get to the playoffs.
Hey, Tom, let me get Mike Evans from you, dog.
Right. That's one of those auto texts when you say, "Hey, Tom," and then the rest of it fills in. It just already knows. Where sometimes people can start to overthink that decision and think, "Oh, should I start Van Jefferson over Mike Evans?" Like when it comes to the playoffs, when it comes to the stretch run, trying to get into, don't overthink it. Trust your dogs. That's why you drafted him. If he drops an egg, hey, at least you rode with one of your best receivers. But more likely than not, he's going to surprise you. He'll ball out.
He has not scored a touchdown since week 4, and in the playoffs, he's got matchups against Cincinnati. Let's see. I don't know why it just did that. Anyway, he has some decent matchups from what I remember. Here we go. Cincinnati, Arizona, and Carolina. So Cincinnati and Carolina should be okay matchups. Mike Evans has historically owned Carolina. Arizona's tough. Byron Murphy Jr. has been playing at a pretty high level this season. Cincinnati should be a cakewalk for him too. So if you're worried about the matchups, they got New Orleans coming up in the Niners for the last 2 games of the regular season. Those could be struggles for him, but you still playing Mike Evans. He's an elite talent who's beat elite coverage at all times of his career. Get him in your lineups.
Yeah, I don't care about matchups with Evans.
What about these guys? What 3 do you like out of these guys? Treylon Burks, who we've seen come in for the Titans and play well. Zay Jones, who's had a couple good games, including last one against Baltimore. And Van Jefferson, who stepped up as the only receiver left in LA for the Rams. Which one of these do you like most as a pickup?
Well, for me, it's still Burks to me. I think that he's still the alpha there in Tennessee. I can't get behind Van Jefferson. I think he's a great pickup if you're desperate. You need someone, but again, no Stafford. He's like the only guy there. Like they're gonna triple team the guy. Like
16-man league type shit.
Yeah, like I don't see the upside there. And then Zay Jones to me is kind of like, okay, you went off, but it's still Christian Kirk's kind of receiving core team. So I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna still rock with Burks. That's me.
I'm a Zay Jones guy. I'm a Zay Jones guy over Burks. I'm not a fan of being anybody in that Tennessee offense. And any given day, it's Derrick Henry 35 times, and every receiver has 2 catches on the day. I think Jacksonville's in a situation where they love to throw the ball. They don't play in as many tight games as Tennessee, which allows them oftentimes to be behind and be game scripted into the situation where they have to throw. And it's usually Christian Kirk, Zay Jones. Not to mention Zay Jones has shown up in big-time games against tough opponents. They got some tough opponents coming up. Dallas is on their schedule on the 18th.
Had to throw that in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the game, so you already know.
Had to throw that in there. Dallas is on there.
Yeah, but he's shown up against big time opponents, some defenses that we thought were actually better, and he's actually been able to perform in those. So I'm a Zay Jones guy. I think he has the talent. I thought he had talent in Buffalo before and with the Raiders. I just thought he had to get his mental right and get a chance. So I like Zay Jones in this situation for the opportunities.
Dallas and Jaguars. Would you get those tickets on Groupon? So you're going to that game?
God,
really? This coming from a Steelers fan that's just hoping to get to 500 so Tomlin can keep his record. Stop.
Hey, I know. Hey, they're coming to Atlanta this week. I need the inside scoop. I know you're going to be there.
I'll be there.
Hey. Now I like Treylon Burks. And I think that he has a nice solid role for this Tennessee team. The only thing I worry about with Zay Jones, like what Dan mentioned, just it's really up and down. It could be Christian Kirk one week, Zay Jones one week. And Trevor's throwing for like 220 right now. He's not throwing for a ton of yards to support volume across the board. I would rather have Treylon Burks, but it's more so for the consistency. Like Zay Jones has the higher floor to me week to week.
Yeah, the good thing about Zay Jones is that his snap share has been increasing the last 6 games that he's been. Like he started off the year at 77, 66, 77. Now it's 96, 94, 95, 93. So he's out there. They trust him. The last couple of games that he was in, Baltimore and Kansas City, had 10 targets, 14 targets, 14.8 points, and 27.5. So he's shown that he has the ability. It's just what are you getting?
What are you getting?
Be there. What are you going to get?
All right, this is a deal on the table from Griffiths. I don't know how the hell to say that. Should I do this? Should I get Tua, DK, and David Njoku, and I give up Jalen Hurts, Higbee, and Mike Williams? Basically, QB swap, receiver, and tight end swap. So you're swapping positions, getting a better quarterback, losing a receiver, losing a tight end. I say this is a no. I just keep Tua, DK, and David.
No,
Njoku.
he's going to get,
he
right?
has Jalen
Oh,
Hurts.
yeah. Then, I would do that deal 100%.
Yeah, so I'm going to be the opposite. I don't think you sell Jalen Hurts at this point. I think he's a fantasy superstar. That's the best guy in that trade. And you keep the best guy, especially for the playoffs. The guy who's probably gotten you where you need to be. I don't know what your record is, so slide the record in the comments and let us know. But I think you keep Jalen Hurts.
Now, are you doing this because you saying that Tua can't put up those kind of numbers? Because Tua's been lightweight doing his fucking thing, bro.
He is, but again, like I said, Tua sometimes is just not, to me, not there. Like, you got to rock with Jalen. He's been doing it all year.
But DK instead of Mike, and then David Njoku instead of Tyler Higbee. Because what's the difference in Jalen Hurts and Tua? What, 5 points? Like, Hurts is going to be what, 25, 27. Tua is going to be 20, 22. That David Njoku and Higbee is huge right now. It's like 10-1. DK and Mike Will is like
Higbee literally just put up a donut, and he's supposed to be the number one option without Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson.
We're talking about Van Jefferson over fucking
the last couple games was for Tua was 24, 23, and 15.
Tua's
so
legit.
Hold
on, are we calling Tua a top 10 fantasy quarterback?
I don't know.
Tua's a top 10 fantasy quarterback, like probably top 7.
He is, but I can't trade the number one guy. Like, Hurts, he's Hurts, man.
Hey,
I need more. I
do agree with the rushing upside of Hurts is just keeps him at a such high floor. It's hard, but in this situation, I'm assuming that there's probably needs on the rest of the roster, and getting DK and Njoku probably puts it over the top.
Here's the thing: you guys are master traders in the fantasy world. You are selling Hurts for more than what that is. So let's keep it real. You guys,
that's stud. When I trade, I get stud power. Like, that's the one thing I always try to do is make sure I get stud power. I'll give up extra talent to lock in the studs. And I feel like
so you would take Jalen Hurts.
No, but I feel like you're getting the studs with DK and David Njoku. That's the part, is that I'm getting 3 studs in a deal for one and a half. We call him Mike Will's a strong flex. High upside wide receiver 3. I give him that. DK is a wide receiver 2, high end wide receiver 2. David Njoku's a top 5, 6 tight end right now. And 2 is what? Top 5, 7 quarterback?
How do you think Njoku's value changes with Deshaun coming back?
I think it helps. I think it helps him. I think it might be a little slower coming on, but if you think about it, when a quarterback doesn't know the system all the way, who's the best friend? It's a tight end.
And they find ways to get him involved. They draw up plays for Njoku. It's not like he's just a tight end out there as an outlet. They actually draw bubble screens up for him. They like to run him over the drags across the field to get him involved because he's so athletic. I agree. I'm taking that side.
All right, what about this one? Trade Fields and Gus for Mixon. I have Geno, and I need a solid RB1 for JT, who's on a bye round 1. So basically trying to fill in. Oh, because your playoffs are starting this week starting week 14, which
trash.
is the worst time to start. Fields and Gus for Mixon, and Fields is on a bye too. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're going to have to, right? I mean, again, you're losing Taylor. You need a running back. You need somebody.
Losing a quarterback, too, if you got Fields.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, take the deal. Like, this playoffs, maybe you got to do what you got to do. I know it sucks. It hurts to see, but go do what you got to do.
Who knows? Fields might miss a couple of weeks. We don't even know where he's at as far as his injury is at.
I think they sent him out through the bye. That's personally, I thought that last week. I was like, all right, you send him out through the bye. At least he can come back, finish the season. And if they decide, hey, this season's a wrap, might as well shut him down.
Yeah.
Tom, you worried about Alvin Kamara at all? Alvin Kamara has been getting shut down, fantasy-wise at least. And the Saints have a bye coming up week 14. He hasn't seemed like the Alvin Kamara of old. There's a lot of panic. Are you in there panicking on Alvin Kamara as well?
I am. I'm hitting the panic button. I'm not rocking with Alvin Kamara. I'm not trusting the offense. Andy Dalton, I don't think they know what they're doing. Dennis Allen, back from his Raider days, still does no idea what he's doing as a head coach. It depends. I guess the question is, I think the other piece that's missing from that question, should I trade for Alvin Kamara for the playoffs, is what are you giving up for him? If it's a buy low situation, yeah, absolutely. You stash him if you have surplus at some positions, but I'm not paying up for him. I'm not overpaying for him. I'd rather rock with what I got.
Yeah, I think you have to look at it like, look, Alvin Kamara is a massive talent. It's just the situation's not there. What are you giving up for him exactly? That Tom, that you hit it on the head. Like, am I going to give it up for the hot new trending player, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. It's tough. If you have Kamara, you just got to rock with him. To me, he's a guy that, you go down with the kitchen sink and go down with the ship.
Well, it's what are you giving up? Like Tom mentions, what are you giving up? So when you talk about players, when I have a player like Dameon Pierce, am I giving up a Dameon Pierce for Alvin Kamara? Absolutely. Now, am I panicking on a guy like Dalvin Cook for Alvin Kamara? That's more of a lateral move. So it all depends on where you're valuing him, because Alvin Kamara's value is still a back-end RB1. I think the problem with people is that they're not seeing the touchdowns, right? We've seen Taysom Hill being used. We're seeing Andy Dalton throw a lot into the end zone. We're not seeing a lot of the Alvin Kamara touchdowns. We're used to seeing those 4-3 touchdown games from him. You got to just take the chance with it, because he's still been between a 10 to 15 point player. It's just temper your expectations. Instead of thinking of him as a high-end RB1, think of him more as a high-end RB2 or a back-end RB1. He's still number 15 on the year, and he missed 2 games.
Yeah. That's the problem, is people don't like that, though. They look at their draft, what they spend as far as draft capital, and then they just feel like, oh, well, I can't use this player anymore because he's having a bad year. But at the end of the day, like you say, he's still RB15. He still has value, especially in the receiving game where he's still getting peppered with targets. I think there's panic as far as if you thought he was going to be that RB1. But I think, like you said, if you're looking at him as a kind of a top-end RB2, I think you're fine. Right.
All right, guys, a few more questions, and then we can just wrap up. We can just wrap real quick about a couple things and get off. Should I do this? I'm giving James Conner and Deontay Johnson for Chris Godwin and Chris Olave. I think if you're getting a good one, the Chris Godwin and Olave side, that's easy money, bro.
Yeah, I think it just comes down if you need a running back, because Conner, he's still doing solid. At that point, to me, I'll just play devil's advocate. I would take the Godwin side, but again, Connor is a solid RB2 high end.
Just playing devil's advocate.
Got it.
He's like, let me just throw that out there real quick. I'm doing the side still, bro. All right, last one. Brian Robinson, Cordero Patterson, and Kyron Williams. Who y'all rocking with, man?
I'm not a Brian Robinson fan, so you can.
Oh my gosh, you gotta take the bias. Take the bias out of fantasy, Mukes.
No. Come on, I love Antonio Gibson. There ain't no bias. I'm not a Brian Robinson fan. I think he's too touchdown dependent for me. Too many games where there's going to be 14 for 45 yards and not getting in the end zone, especially for a team that's not. They're playing well now, but I don't think they're great. They got a lot of division games down the stretch. It would be a toss-up for me for Cordero and Kyron. Kyron, obviously, the offensive line's trash, but I like the upside there late in the season. He's already playing like 70% of the snaps. He's going to get the work out of the backfield in the passing game. I think I take the upside and go with Kyron. Cordero's, again, kind of touchdown dependent right now with splitting all the touches with Tyler Algier. I'm probably rocking with the upside here. If this is somewhere in my flex play, I'm going to go with the upside.
Yeah. Who you got, Tom?
I can't believe I'm saying it. I'm taking overrated, not so overrated anymore, Patterson. Top 5 all-time predictions ever for another day, for another episode.
Yeah,
I'm taking Cordero just for somebody that you can rely on in terms of maybe he's not going to give you so much of the boom, but he'll give you some sort of production if you're talking about those 3 options.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I think Cordero, then Kyron, then Brian Williams. Brian Williams just too touchdown dependent at this stage right now. And even though he got a receiving touchdown last week, it's still really touchdown dependent for his fantasy value. Kyron Williams is interesting. He's just on a shitty team. So I'm not interested in guys on a shitty team. Give me Cordero Patterson. The run game is doing a little bit better. And my guy Clamp said, do one more question. So we got to get you this last one. You said do one. He said do one more. One more. He knew he was next. So we got you. Dan, answer this one, man. Saquon Barkley for Ramondre and Hollywood Brown. Is he doing it?
No, sir. Keep Saquon. No, sir.
Yeah.
Don't do it, homie.
All right, y'all. Well, hey, Aaron, Tom, man, it's good. Y'all can come back whenever the hell y'all want to come back, bro. It's good to talk with you guys, man. How you guys been doing fantasy-wise this year?
I'm good. Honestly, I'm doing well,
except for,
for once, first time ever. No, my teams are looking good. I've been taking a lot of the fantasy gods' advice. I'm not gonna lie. I be watching y'all. I be in the cuts. Even though I do my own thing, I like to get different perspectives. Dan knows I be on it. It's just good to see y'all doing what you guys are doing. And real talk for the people that do watch your shows, they're legit. I've been playing fantasy with these dudes for since Tom was still trying to win leagues and choking in every championship. I've been rocking.
Hey, I was there though.
Yeah, you were there. So no, everything's good, man. I'm just, like I said, out here living a dream. It's good to see Tom.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know, right? I'm taking my Mike McCarthy sabbatical from a couple years ago, where I'm doing these network shows, learning more about the game, doing some research, coming back in full force for next year. So watch out, 2023.
Let's get it. Well, guys, make sure y'all at least follow Sac City Podcast down there. Don't follow this guy right here. He ain't got no socials. And we'll be back on Sunday to do our Start Sit episode, guys. Make sure you lock in with the Fantasy Gods as always. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace.